I grew up in a church which was full of people who had sincere hearts, loved the Lord. Their focus was really more on experiencing God, which is very valid and appropriate. But what was lacking was the life of the mind. And so when I reached high school, I just had started having more questions. Later I would, I guess, call them philosophical questions. And I didn't feel like there was a lot of receptivity to the questions, not a lot of attempt to give answers. So I kind of had a crisis of faith. And I remember my senior year in high school thinking to myself, if I don't find satisfactory answers, I'm willing to walk away from this because I was so committed to truth. That's when I started to intersect with some people, authors and some others, people like C.S. Lewis and Francis Schaeffer, and even some kind of more modern day thinkers, William Lane Craig, who combined the experiential component of loving God, the heart, with the mind. And realizing that, in fact, Jesus in Matthew 22 says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. And so it felt like it was this invitation to explore, to, Isaiah has a passage where God says, come now, to a human, come now, let us reason together. And I'm just thinking, wow, this is a God who actually invites us to reason, to question, to wrestle with the tough questions of life. I found enough solid answers to many of the questions that I have that it builds my own faith for the questions that I still have remaining. That's one of the things that I'm so in awe of, is God's patience with us. I'm floored by how patient God is with me. Long-suffering is a word that's used in Scripture to speak of God's response to me. I'm so slow in coming to certain conclusions. I'm so slow in being obedient oftentimes to my God, and yet He is deeply patient. Scripture says He's patient, not wanting anyone to be excluded, not wanting anyone to be left out, but wanting all to come to the knowledge of who He is. My name is Brent, and God is big because He meets me in wrestling with life's big questions.